Hello there people, welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. So I had to make this video real quick before it was too late. Niantic announced that within the next few hours, Mewtwo is going to lose the ability to learn Hyper Beam and Shadow Ball. While I will not miss Hyper Beam much, losing Shadow Ball is going to be a serious thing. Well, is it that impactful? Short answer is yes. It is more impactful than Gengar losing Shadow Claw. And to know the long answer, you'll have to watch this video. So let's jump right into it. So the first foremost reason is this particular chart. So according to this chart, it's very clear. This is sorted by DPS. This is from Pokemon Go Game Press. This list says that Mewtwo with Confusion and Shadow Ball is going to be the second best generalist attacker. So the generalist attacker do not take any type advantage into consideration. So in case Confusion and Shadow Ball both are neutral to the defender, it's going to be the second best attacker if you negate all those super effective attacks. Anyways, so unless the defender is normal type, Confusion Shadow Ball Mewtwo is going to be really good. Well, only Dragon Tail Outrage Rayquaza currently can surpass it. So the second best generalist attacker, well, we are going to see it becoming legacy on Friday 1:30 AM Indian time, so that is 1 PM Pacific time on Thursday. So that is when Mewtwo will be switched from EX raids to the regular raids. So if you see this list, it is clearly seen that even Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball is number 6th right there. So I will suggest it this way. So if Shadow Ball is super effective against the defender, go with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. And if Shadow Ball is not very effective against the defender, Confusion Shadow Ball Mewtwo is going to be the best one. I mean, go with Confusion. That is how simple it is. But don't go with Shadow Ball Mewtwo against a normal type, because normal types have immunity towards ghost types. Anyways, that's a different topic. So this was one of the reasons why Mewtwo with Shadow Ball is valuable. Now, in the second case, where will you use Mewtwo with Shadow Ball? So there are two types that are common and weak to Shadow Ball, that is ghost types. First, ghost itself, and the second one is psychic. Psychic, we have a few psychic legendaries coming up, Mewtwo itself being the one. We'll look at the ghost types later on, but for now we will have a look at the various ghost types currently available in Pokemon Go that go up against psychic types. Alright, so to make things easier, I have done a few simulations. I have made the currently available ghosts go up against Alakazam. So against a Psycho Cut and Focus Blast, you can clearly see that if Gengar lost Shadow Claw, it didn't really hurt much, because Hex and Sucker Punch are still doing quite a bit of damage, and well, amongst the non-legacy types, it is still the best. Is it still recording? Yes, it is. So let me quickly share how this table works. The first, of course, is the Pokemon attacker. Second one is TDO, total damage output. In case you don't know, it is the amount of damage that a Pokemon deals before fainting, and the time is time taken to win, and deaths is number of deaths. So if you are repetitively using that Pokemon, these are the number of deaths you'll see. So one thing to imply from the TDO, total damage output, is that if it's 100%, then the victory is likely with 6 units of the same Pokemon. Alright, so if you go up against 6 maxed out Gengars, you're going to win against Psycho Cut, Focus Blast, Alakazam within 135 seconds if it's Legacy and 140 if they are Hex or Sucker Punch. So Gengar did not really lose much because the next attacker that we're going to see, Bennett, is going to take 152 seconds, and then even then it has 99% TDO, so you may have to dodge one move or something like that. Now the next step we are going to see is Alakazam. It has 100% TDO against Psycho Cut and Focus Blast set, but it takes 171 seconds, so that's the same time probably Miss Magius with Hex and Shadow Ball is going to take. Yeah, because it's not going to learn Shadow Claw anyways. Alright, so then here's the difference. Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. Like I said, Shadow Ball is super effective against the defender, so couple it with Psycho Cut and not Confusion because you want to get Shadow Balls faster. So 100% TDO, so guaranteed victory, and 151 seconds. So right there you can see it has comparable DPS with Bennett, which is the second best ghost type attacker anyways currently, but it has the least number of deaths among these. So if you see the last column, Mewtwo suffers only 3 deaths against Psycho Cut and Focus Blast set. So that right there, we all know that the current ghost types like Bennett, Alakazam, I mean Alakazam is not a ghost, but you can use it as a ghost type with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball set. Anyways, so the current ghosts, Gengar and Bennett, are very frail. They are glass cannons. So Mewtwo being a bit tankier Pokemon to use, it makes it quite usable, right? So the total damage output and DPS, when you combine it, it's going to make it significantly better, right? So that right there was a good choice. I mean, Mewtwo is currently the second best. Of course, if Giratina or Giratina, however you pronounce it, if Giratina gets Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, it is going to outperform Mewtwo. So remember, this is assuming the 9% nerf that Pokemon get if their original CP goes beyond 4000. So I have assumed that, and still Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Giratina, if it gets, it will outperform Mewtwo. However, it will be just below the non-legacy Gengars, like just below Hex or Sucker Punch Gengar, but remember that it is going to be a really tanky one, so probably it will suffer 1 or 2 deaths in this case, so it's gonna have massive TDO. Alright, but anyways, we don't know when Giratina will come, what moves it will get. We don't know. We don't know how the meta will change. Anyways, let's move on to the Confusion Focus Blast. So just for reference, you guys can clearly see. So Shadow Claw Gengar does 77% damage before the squad of 6 gets fainted, and Hex and Sucker Punch Gengar do about 70% damage. When it comes to Bennett, it does 62%. Alakazam does 73% damage, but it takes 127 seconds, so keep that in mind. Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball, if you have 6 maxed out Mewtwo, then you're going to win. Yes, in 151 seconds by suffering 4 deaths, of course. So this is how good Mewtwo is in this particular case. So against a defender that knows Confusion, Mewtwo is going to resist that Confusion, and it is going to deal a good amount of damage with those Shadow Ball. Anyways, so Psycho Cut and Future Sight, if you look at the simulations, so again Gengar hasn't lost much. I mean, Gengar, yeah, this is where it turns tricky. Gengar is poison in Ghost, so it is going to take super effective damage against psychic types. So remember, if the defender knows psychic moves, well, you may have to watch out for that Gengar, because Gengar is going to take super effective damage, whereas Mewtwo is going to resist those psychic attacks. So if you look at the chart, well, Gengar does about 71% damage if it's a Shadow Claw 1 in 107 seconds. If you dodge charged moves with Gengar, have a look at this, you're guaranteed to win against Psycho Cut Future Sight Set. It's going to take 138 seconds, so it is still going to be like, it's still going to own its crown. But if you look at Mewtwo, it's going to win in 152 seconds. So look how consistent Mewtwo is. In this case, Alakazam, since it is also a psychic type, it is going to win in 171 seconds. So, well, it is also consistent. So if the opponent or the defender knows ghost attacks, then both Mewtwo and Gengar are weak against ghosts. So it is going to be a disadvantage for both of them. So you are not losing out much by using a Mewtwo instead of a Gengar. Of course, Gengar has massive DPS. It is the best ghost type currently available. But Mewtwo with Shadow Ball is a really big deal. Coming back to ghost defenders. So ghosts are weak to dark and ghost. So now we are totally leaving dark type attackers out of the equation for now, because the purpose of this video is to compare ghost type attackers. So remember that both Mewtwo and Gengar are weak to ghosts, so that puts them in a similar situation, but then it comes down to how much damage can your attacker take. So Gengar against a good ghost type move, it's gonna get one shot anyways, but Mewtwo with its decent amount of defense is going to hang on there a bit, and if you dodge, well, you may work it out. It's a good replacement. I mean, yes, Giratina is going to eventually outperform Mewtwo, but we don't know how things will change until then, and when Giratina will come, and if it will get Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball. It is likely to get, but so for the generalist best DPS, you'll need Mewtwo, and yes, this is how impactful Mewtwo is. I mean, much more tankiness, right? After Gengar, it's the second best. So in case you are going up against a psychic type attacker, you may have your lineup customized to 3 Gengars and 3 Mewtwos, just to make the perfect balance of DPS and TDO, because especially in short manning raids or tier 3 raids, you don't want to lose time in relobby. So that is it. That was my view on Mewtwo losing Shadow Ball. Various sources like Japanese, Spanish translations have pretty much confirmed. Also the Niantic Twitter handle, Niantic support Twitter handle, confirmed that Mewtwo may not learn Shadow Ball. It's going to become legacy anyways. It's likely that it won't come back. We have the last chance to TM our Mewtwo's to Shadow Ball. Well, Hyper Beam, I'm not missing you. I will not miss you, for sure, even if it's partly cloudy. Alright, that was my perspective on Mewtwo losing Shadow Ball. So please get your charged TMs. Hope you have a few stocked up. So if you like this video, let me know how it went. For now, bye bye.